Wow, guys, when I tell you what a game that was. Like, listen, this was crazy, but hey, this is part of being an Arsenal fan. Like, our emotions will go up, our emotions will go down, but we stick with our club no matter what. But hey, you know how important it was for us to win today, especially because Man City and Liverpool face off tomorrow. So we needed to have the 3 points to put us in a great position because obviously, provided they get a draw, like that's the best result for us personally, anyways, I think. But and you obviously the opposition in Brentford, they were gonna come and make it difficult last season at the Emirates. You already know how we drew with them, and I basically believe that match we shouldn't have drew with them because obviously they scored a goal which was offside, and you know, but it was wrongly awarded. So I was a bit bitter about that still last season because you know they took points off us at the Emirates during like the title run and stuff like that. So definitely today was the chance to atone for those errors. But listen, we've been on red hot form. Like we've been scoring goals left, right, centre. 31 goals in the past 7 games. So I'm like, you know what? We should be going into this match with confidence, 100%. So, listen, first half we're cooking. You know, obviously the touches are nice, neat. And who is it that plays a ball in? It's Benjamin White. He flicks a ball towards the centre of the box, and Declan Rice just nods it in, and that's his sixth goal of the season. 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 goal contributions. Yo, this is what my DM is saying. Look, Declan Rice did say one of his inspirations was Yaya Toure, so I think it was a big, you know, kind of like target for him to, you know, add goals to his game, add assists to his game, and that's what he's been doing this season. So, listen, I'm proud of him. £105 million well spent. Hey, you know it's well spent when no one's talking about the price tag. At the start, people's eyes almost watered, but people are like, cool, yeah, Rice, he's cold, he's steady, and whatever. Let's see how he translates into the Arsenal team. First season, he's been amazing, and he's got a very strong shout for player of the season. Very strong shout. In his first season, title race with Arsenal moving mad. Obviously, Partey's not been available most of the season. Rice has been cooking. He's been cooking. Whether it's at 6, whether it's at 8, he's been doing a brilliant job. And I'm proud to have him at our club. And then sometimes, don't you ever just pinch yourself and you're like, wow, Declan Rice is a man club. Wow, Arsenal really put the £105 million down. Wow, Declan Rice really said no to Man City. He's insane, innit? But obviously, he's here now and he's been performing pretty much every game, just never lets us down. So have to big him up for the goal. Also big up Ben White for the cross. And yeah, man, so I'm thinking, you know what, 1-0, like, hey, it's looking good. Let's maybe add another one and two before the first half ends and we'll be in a good position. But you know, football matches are never as simple as that. So you see what happened there. As you can see right here, Rice gets a lot of purchase on the header, and yeah, it beats Flecken, man. It beats Flecken at the near post. And obviously, like 15 minutes or so later on, like we still haven't added another goal. So I'm like, yo, we need to add one. Jorginho plays, I can't like, Jorginho's passing is crisp. Like you see Jorginho when he's playing them passes from the sixth position, it's peak. It's peak. This pass that he found to Havertz was insane. And for me, it looked like Havertz was onside. I'm not going to lie to you. It looked like Kai Havertz was onside. Unfortunately, once he ran through on goal, tried to dink Flecken and it just spun wide. And I was like, well, obviously referee called for offside, but as I showed you earlier, it looked like he could have been onside. So I'm like, is this going to be one of those chances you miss and then you're going to be like, oh gosh, like why is this happening again? And I was like, I saw the script, I was like, let me guess, this miss is going to cost us and guys are going to get on Havertz again because everyone seems to want to make Havertz, you know, the target. But you know what, it's one of those ones you have to stick through. So towards the end of the first half, I'm like, listen, it looks like we might not get our second goal, but let's just go in one at half time at least. And then referee adds, I think, 4 minutes or so. So I'm like, yeah, let's just get through it and just, you know, continue in the second half. And unfortunately, Aaron Ramsdale makes an absolute howler. Like, he has time on the ball. Wissa's closing him down and he doesn't sort his feet out in time. He's dallying and Wissa gets the deflection off Ramsdale trying to clear it, and it just spins in, and it's one of those moments I'm just like, you just felt in the air, you felt like this could happen, because obviously Ramsdale's been left out in the cold for a while. He hasn't kicked the ball, in all fairness, in a while, and I actually think Arteta probably should have utilised them last week to at least prepare him for the Brentford game, because just to come out of nowhere straight back into the starting lineup in a game of this magnitude is difficult. And obviously Ramsdale's under so much pressure. He's a young man, 25. He's playing not just for obviously like Arsenal, but he's playing for his future at England, and also future barriers and stuff like that. But I'll give him massive credit, because Ramsdale in the second half was brilliant. I mean, brilliant saves, was charged up, had the energy, and for me, he really redeemed himself. So I have to give massive credit to Aaron Ramsdale, because he's a young keeper. He's going to make mistakes, and obviously, Raya's first choice now and everything. But regardless, I think someone of Aaron Ramsdale's character will end up having a good career, irrespective of where he is. And listen, if that indeed is his last game at Arsenal, it might not be, because you never know what could happen. But it seems like it could be his last game out for Arsenal. But if that's his last game for Arsenal, then he can leave with his head held high, knowing that he did the best he can despite the mistake. And he kept going, didn't let him bother him. To be fair, he just kept pushing, really, because it was one of those ones. Once that went out, I was like, "Ooh, this could be crazy." Brentford could be putting corners underneath him and just causing a whole heap of stress. You know how we do guys with set pieces? I was thinking Brentford could be doing the same to us, but whole of the game, Ramsdale was brilliant after that mistake. So I'll give him his props for that. Big up Aaron Ramsdale. Into the second half, it just felt like one of those matches that wasn't going to be our day, because I can't lie, referee was moving mad. You know me, I don't like to blame the referee, because at the end of the day, we should always be looking at ourselves, what can we do better? The referee's not holding our legs and stopping for us from scoring. So even if we don't agree with the decision and stuff like that, we always have to look at what we can do better. But I mean, I don't know how this isn't a penalty. The pull on Trossard, I don't know how that's not a penalty, man. And listen, it's one of those ones that, I know we win. I know we end up winning the game, but we have to look back at it and we have to speak about it, because for me, this is a penalty, man. It's a penalty. He's impeded him. He's pulled him back by his neck. That's a penalty, man. And I can only imagine what every Arsenal fan was saying about the ref at this point in time, or even at the end of the final whistle, because listen, we were under so much pressure. We had to win this game. There was no ifs, buts, or maybes. We had to. I don't know how this. Actually, let me not be biased. Okay, maybe this one wasn't a penalty, but look, this is another penalty shot. I'm at least going to show you that. So at this point in time, we're thinking everything's going against us, and it's like reaching the 70th minute, no goals on. You're thinking, okay, cool, Neil Maupay is going to come on. He's going to do a bit of S-Housery and all of that, and you're just like, oh gosh, are we really going to drop points to Brentford? Second year in a row at the Emirates. I just couldn't see it, man. Especially on the form we've been on and stuff like that. I didn't want this to be the story, but this is what it's like when you're on the title race for seeing Liverpool. It's so intense. Like, you can't be dropping points. We've won 8 games on the bounce. We've won 8 games on the bounce. And obviously we just got up into like first position now. But listen, that's just the intensity of what we're dealing with, really and truly. It's tough, man. The Premier League's tough. Every game you have to be ready for the fight. Every game. Don't look at your opponent as small food. Just be ready and willing to tackle it at every situation. You can never underestimate your opponents, because Brentford, they've been in poor form, and look at the way they were just defending so resolutely. Like, these were some of the saves Ramsey was pulling out. It was absolutely crazy. There was one, Tony must have banged it with his left foot on a volley from like 40 yards or so. Like, tried to catch Ramsdale off guard with a volley. And the ball was swerving and all sorts. But, hey, Ramsdale was equal to it. And I was like, yeah. He's feeling himself now. Say no more. Another one, I think a ball was delivered into the box. And, bro, like, this header, Ramsdale managed to stretch out and get to it. And I was like, yeah. Like, he's energized. Like that. So, listen, when Ramsdale was performing like this in the second half, I felt confident, because I was like, all right, cool. That's the part that I was the most worried about. And now he seems to be, kind of sure of himself and stuff like that. We can focus on, just attacking, and making sure we get our goal. And what do you know? We get down the right-hand side. And before I even finish, I have to give Ben White his props. Ben White, I think, you know what? I'm going to say this here and now. Ben White is the most underrated player in the Premier League. I'm telling you now. He can play centre-back, he can play right-back, he can play midfield, he can do the inverted thing. He's technically superb. He's intelligent, he's super durable. and he's a manager's dream. He plays every game. Like, he's just, what a player. I'm so happy to have him. When we signed him for £50 million, remember when everyone was like, oh, Benjamin White for £50 million? Who? Ben who? Yeah, but look, ever since we bought him, he's been an absolute stalwart in defence. Like, what a signing! What a signing he's been. And hey, he's second assist of the day. The delivery was crazy. You know, he flicked that ball over, and you know who was on hand. You know who was on hand. Kai Drogba, aerial threat, power head, and all of that. Ball comes in, then bow, bow, Kai Drogba, aerial threat, bro. Yah, Gunners, yah. What are you saying, bro? That's why we left him on the field, because we knew if we had to cross it in, we're going to get Havertz on the header. And you know what? He deserves this, man. He really deserves this. I have to big him up because, like, moving from Chelsea to Arsenal was never easy. And, you know, fans always giving him a lot of stick anyways. Before he even kicked the ball, before he even had a full season, fans were getting onto this guy. And I'll never... Alright, cool, we always forgive. But I'll never forget how fans were moving at the start. Guys were abusing him left, right, and centre. Now, look, celebrating. Football's a fickle sport. And guys are going to be shameless anyways. But I felt, for me anyways, I just felt, give him one season. Just give him one season. And look, he's contributing. That's what his 8th league goal. 8 league goals, man. 8 league goals, man. Xhaka last season, he had 7, and we were really happy with 7. Kai's on 8. Season's not over, man. It's crazy. He can literally hit 10 Premier League goals. This is what it is, man. This is what it is. He's been a useful asset up front and in midfield. And you'll definitely see the fruits of the labour that Arteta has actually, put in to be able to find a space for Kai Havertz in the team, the coaching and everything. And, Arteta saw something in him and was like, you know what, I can get something out of him. And no one wanted to believe, but listen, I always say this, like, it's an important part. It's not just always about, just buying this, buying that. There's also an element of coaching that's very important in football. And Arteta's, got his way in terms of coaching. As Arteta was a midfielder, so he understands it. But obviously, recently, Kai Havertz has been playing up front, and he's been doing a really good job in there, to be honest, But hey, the way he goes into the box, crazy. And I'm telling you, aerially, he's the one, bro. He's the one, not the two. But nah, literally, it was massive. I don't want to hear no Kai slander. I remember when we were even winning 6-0 against West Ham, guys wanted to get on to him like, oh right, everyone's eating, Kai's not eating. Cool. Even when we did our take against, what was it? I think Sheffield United, guys still wanted to, get onto Kai. But listen, he's doing the works, man. And this 2024, we've been moving crazy. But listen, we've got the 3 points in the bag. The most important thing, now we can sit, kick back, relax tomorrow, watch City and Liverpool and hope for a draw and see what happens with that one. But yeah, big ups to everyone. That it was a super dramatic game. But yeah, I enjoyed that. Our emotions were up and down. But hey, we've got the result we wanted, and now we can relax, move on, and focus on Porto on Tuesday, because that's going to be a massive game. Come on, you guys.